If I am a buyer, what are some things that I can do?
Sellers like a done deal.
Do I have to put in an offer right away? The American dream, buying a house. It is so hard nowadays to get a house. Lay out how someone can get it.
I don't care where you're born or how you're born or your level of education. Mm-hmm. You can always buy a house. There's always a place. There's always an apartment. There's always a house. There's always something you can buy. There's tons of programs out there.
There's not always something that you can buy.
There are. It just depends on where it is, what state, what town.
Okay.
There's always something.
I want to buy a house in the town that I want to buy it in, where I want to buy it, how I want to buy it.
You may have to work up to that, but everybody has equal opportunities in this country. I don't care what your background is, what your education is. There are programs out there to help you. The trick is you have to put the work in to get there. You have to make sure you don't screw up your credit. You have to build your credit, get credit cards, start building up your credit. You have to go get a job or get money to save it up to put down a down payment. So there's programs out there, FHA loan programs, that allow people to put down 3%. 3% of $300,000 is only $9,000. Okay, and then you need a little bit more money. Everybody can save up $9,000 when they start early. Okay, I'm not talking about, extreme situations if you had a divorce or if somehow you have 12 kids and you can't feed them and you need to save money. Like, I get that there's scenarios.
I hope no one has 12 kids.
I hope that no one has that problem either. But we all start out with that same, if you're single or if you're just married, like, you can do it.
So
you can do it.
What is causing the issue here in the United States? Why does it feel like does it feel like there are no homes?
Because there are no homes in certain parts of the areas. People are leaving some of the bigger cities after the pandemic, and people want to be in the suburbs. So there's a high demand of people that want to be in the suburbs. So right off the bat, there's not enough inventory because of that. Usually you would have infill with builders building houses.
Yeah, why don't they just build more homes?
They're not building more homes because the interest rates are so high. So some of the bigger builders that build lots of houses, they're more nervous and they're a little bit slower on that. In addition to that, with the interest rates being so high, existing people that would move or move to other areas are afraid to move because they know that their new interest rate is going to be twice or three times higher than their old interest rate. So it's making their affordability of a new purchase much harder.
So meaning that if I bought a house in 2020 and I want to move now, right? And I got a 3% interest rate. Now it's going to be 7%. And why would I move? Because I'm locked into cheap money.
Because your new house and that payment could be more than the payment that you're making now. And
it may not even be as good.
There's so many situations out there, but there's always a way to make something happen. Look for opportunities. Go buy a fixer-upper.
Fixer-uppers aren't for everyone.
Or move to an area that's farther away from the area you want to be in. Move to a more rural area and start there. You may not be able to walk to your Dunkin' Donuts, but you can start there. There's always a way. There's always an opportunity somewhere in the U.S. to buy something.
So how is competition right now? What is competition doing? When I go to see a home, are we still looking at? I remember when David and I, my husband, David and I, were looking for homes. This was in 2000. This was just a couple years ago, 2021, right? So we're looking for a home. We would literally go to open houses that the line would be around the block. Is that still happening?
I don't see that happening as much, but I think it still happens if you have the right property and if it's priced appropriately. A lot of people today, they're strategizing their pricing and they're coming in lower than what it actually works for or what it actually could sell for. And then the bids are coming in even higher than what they expected. It's still happening. It's still happening. Not in every market, but it's still happening in the popular markets.
So, if I am a buyer, what are some things that I can do to make sure that I'm competitive with other people? What can I do?
So, if you have cash, you could pay cash.
Okay, but how many people actually have $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 lying around?
This is a great country here. A lot of people make money, and there's lots of people that do have it. Not
First-time
everybody.
home buyers?
Okay, it depends. You could always, if your parents had $600,000, you could borrow it from them, buy the house, okay?
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3 months in, you could refinance it and give your parents their money back, okay? But what that allows you to do is now you can be super aggressive because sellers like a done deal. Nobody wants to sell something and then sit there and wait and wonder, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Is this guy actually buying my house? Is this deal actually going to happen? Nobody wants to do that. They just want to be quick. They want to be done.
Which is why
they want to move on with their lives.
Right.
And that's why having the right mortgage approval or company helps you. Because if you get, there's pre-approvals, there's pre-qualification letters, and then there's actual commitments. Some mortgage companies out there are actually giving you a commitment. They're saying, you are committed. We will give you a $400,000 mortgage tomorrow. Here's the paperwork. And we'll close now because you're already committed. We'll close in 30 days because all the work is done. Now we just have to do the inspections of the house and an appraisal. That's it. So
can you get a commitment even though you don't know how much the house is going to be that you're going to find?
You can, sure, because you're going to get your approval numbers are based on what your income is, right? So you're either going to be told, Noelle, with your salary of $200,000, you can only afford a $500,000 loan.
Right.
Here you go. Or if your salary is $2 million, then you're going to tell the guy or the girl who's helping you at the mortgage company, you're going to say, I only want to spend $1 million. So then they're going to say, they'll do their due diligence. Then they'll say, all right, here's your commitment for $1 million. So yes, you have the ability to have pre-knowledge over that.
I think people sleep on that because they don't want to check their credit. They don't want to go through because it's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of work getting all this stuff into the mortgage company. But you're right. If you do that work up front.
All good things require some level of work to get to.
Sure. I like that. Say that again.
All good things require some level of work to get to.
Getting a mortgage is one of them.
Imagine going on your first date, right? You still had to ask that person out. You still had to put the work in.
David asked me out, but okay.
There you go. Getting that first job, you still had to go on interviews to get it. Nothing just falls in your lap. Maybe a bird shitting on you, that falls on you. You don't have to do anything for that.
Well, that's not going to get you a house.
But you know what I mean. So you have to put the work in. You got to do it. You got to go. You got to meet the mortgage people. You got to pick someone that's good. But first you have to understand what's good. So there's videos out there. There's people to talk to. Find out what's good before you pick someone.
Doing your homework is so important. Now, what if something that people always say is they go into a house, they like it, but it's not exactly what they want, so they wait. Do I have to put in an offer right away?
So, no, actually you don't. I actually think going out and looking at a bunch of houses and putting in if there's something you think you like, but the price isn't there, but if it was a lower price, you would take it, throw the offer in. Because the experience of putting the offer is going to teach you how you have to act when you really find that perfect house. Okay. So if you get this one and you put the lowball offer in, you're happy because you just saved a ton of money. Okay, but if you don't get it, now you're learning for the next one. So I'm all about going out there, looking at some houses, taking the opportunity to put an offer in, and see if you get the opportunity. See if it comes your way. You don't have to have that first house. There's always another house.
What if I put in an offer and then I'm like, I want to put in an offer in another one because I found a better one? Can I rescind that offer?
As long as you're doing it within a attorney review time frame, you can. Do people rescind things during inspections? There's other ways to get out of stuff, but it's not really a nice thing to do. So make sure that you're comfy with what you're putting the offer in. Don't just throw offers out for the hell of it. Okay. Yeah.
And next, how do I find the right real estate agent for me?
So that's the hardest part. There's a lot going on where people are saying, now we don't need real estate agents. We're going to do buyer's agents or we're going to try to buy the house ourselves. I like having buyers real estate agents because it helps people that are first-time home buyers understand the process. I also like it for more experienced home buyers because it just helps smooth out the transactions. However, there's new buyer programs out there that I know our school has one where we teach buyers how to buy.
Right.
Without
we
an agent.
teach the consumer how to be a buyer, right?
You definitely as a buyer need to learn how to be a buyer.
Right.
Right. So if you're not going to take that agent and you're going to try to save money, you have to take some kind of education to do that. I still do believe buyer's agents are important because,
of course,
real estate agents still represent the sellers. And as a real estate agent, if I'm selling something and someone tries to put in an offer and they're like a clown and they're talking to me like they have no idea versus someone who's coming with a real estate agent or someone who's a certified buyer from a certified buyer program, that I'm going to look at first, and I'm going to say, okay, if we take these offers, I know this is real. Whereas if you take that person who's kind of willy-nilly, they may be very real, but you don't know. And they don't know because they never did it. So it just becomes chaos.
Well, I think that if you are right now trying to buy a home, you want to educate yourself.
Yes.
Because the more you're educated, the easier the whole process is going to be. So, well, thank you. Thank you for clearing that up as why it's so hard right now.
Yes.
And good luck to all those people out there trying to get a home.
Yeah. And remember, it changes. Every year it's different. Every 5 years it's different. You know, you just got to go out there and try it. And from my experience in life with real estate, persistence wins. Visualize that house. Visualize yourself in a house, and you will get there.
Thanks for watching this episode. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And we'll see you next time.